How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Can you guys give me a quick A-OK on the audio front? Let me know if you guys can hear me A-OK. And how's the mic now? Hey Lena, how's it going? Julian, good to have you here again as usual. And Garima made it here today too. Alvaro, how's it going, man? How's it going? This is gonna be a really casual stream, by the way, guys. Really casual. Honestly, man, just wow. Like I'm so grateful for finding our methodology of trading, because Jesus Christ, imagine being on the wrong side of all of these trades at all these market conditions, really, right? I think we should talk about that today. Just have a discussion on that. Let's all talk about what exactly do we appreciate about the Mango way of trading, right? Like, let's be verbal about it, like say it out loud to each other, so that way we can reinforce it to each other. That reminds us these moments, right? What's going on in the markets, these moments are what makes us go like, yes, this is why we trade the Mango way. Because it's so easy to get caught up in the emotion when markets are just going bull on complete force to the upside, and you tend to want to throw out all and everything that you learned. But if you just keep at it, man, it's you gotta stick with it. You gotta stick with it. Hillary says Luna's volatility last night was crazy. 2x leverage was pumping adrenaline. However, Sean had advised that in one of the old videos. Yeah, just 2x leverage is all you really needed, right? On Luna to get a huge win. Honestly, like, 1x leverage would have been massive for a lot of people. You don't This is what crypto does. This is what crypto does. These one-off trades that you catch and you trade it the mango style, where you look for the big win, right? You don't need to stay in the entire position, right? You don't need to hold on to your entire position size. But even if you leave like 30% in or 50% in, it can turn into a massive win. So what Krisha did yesterday, if you guys didn't catch the email I sent out, by the way, I really recommend you guys read it. We can go through it today actually. What Krisha did last night was she kept half her position in, right? Even though she told all of you that, hey, these are my targets, these are my range targets. My range is around $44, 44 to around $50, I believe. She took half off the table, but she kept the other half, right? And then we wake up today and Luna's sitting at $24. Could we have known that was going to happen? No way. You never know when that's going to happen. And those compounded gains on leverage, they really add up. Lena says I was on the wrong side of the BTC trade because my invalidation point was losing the Kijun, so just need to make some tweaks. But Mango has given me confidence. That's awesome to hear, Lena. And yeah, you know what, you nailed it there when you said I just need to make a few tweaks, and the next trade is going to be better than one after that and one after that. And you're never going to really be completely perfect. You're always going to find a few things that you can improve about yourself. But as time goes on, you're going to be doing adjustments less and less, right? You're not going to want to change things too much, because you're going to find that when you do change things, you get punished for it. And again, still you're going to make mistakes. For example, in yesterday's trade that Krisha took, she did make a mistake, right? On her, for those of you who are on the seed program, the seed chat, have access to private seed chat, you guys know we were talking about it while the trade was unfolding. I wish I had Krisha's charts on me. We can pull on Luna. Let's just go on over to the charts real quick. So I'm gonna pull up Luna. I don't have her. We use a different TradingView account. We both have our own TradingView accounts to avoid having to, share each other's freaking TA. So Krisha had a horizontal somewhere right around $44. I don't know, somewhere here, right? Okay, ignore my lines, guys. I'm just gonna delete my lines. Okay, so she had a horizontal, and at the time, you guys can see the price. Was it here? Does anybody remember? I'm gonna switch on over to the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, I think it was right here, around 44ish, right? That was her target, right? She had target around $44 all the way up to around 49, 48, somewhere around here. She had a zone. You guys can go and watch the videos that she's been posting, right, recently on Luna. So she had a zone, and that was her target. She had a target to come and take profits in the zone, but she forgot to put her sell bid on, right? Or rather her buy bid on, her take profit bid. She forgot to put that on, and it literally wicked off the bottom of her zone and bounced, and it must have been like, damn, I missed this take profit. But she was so cool and calm throughout the entire period. She's like, yeah, I goofed there, but I'm not gonna let this goof make me make another mistake, right? And I know that the old Krisha would have done that. Honestly, it has been so amazing to watch her trade recently. So not just her trade, her analysis, her in between trades too, right? Your mindset and your demeanor in between trades when assets are doing certain things. She's been so calm and so cool. It's been really something to watch. I don't know like what's gotten into her suddenly over the past like few months. She's been amazing. But yeah, anyways, going back to what I was saying, she made a mistake there, right? That's fine. But she got her opportunity to take her profits, and she messaged on Seed saying, I'm going to be taking 50% off my trade here. And then we go to bed, right? Like an hour or so later, and we wake up or rather I wake up in the morning, and I notice that Krisha is already up and awake and alert. And that's really rare, because Krisha is very, very rarely ever awake before me. And I check price like I usually do as soon as I wake up, and I see Luna at minus 54%. First I was like, whoa, and then I was like, alright, that makes sense. That's why Krisha's up. So yeah, that's the story on how that unfolded. But yeah, guys, hit the freaking like button. Smash that like. Hey Rusu, how's it going, man? Let's go ahead and pull up the email thingy. So what I'll do is switch on over to the dashboard real quick, and I will. Actually, could someone just link the email in the chat for people to read? Try to find it myself. Oh, I posted in the uploads channel on Discord, right? Yeah, Krisha's inspiring me, man. How's it going, Tan, by the way? How are ya? How are ya? Yeah, that's the link to the email I sent out. You guys should read it. Put it up here. And yeah, so a few things, right? Again, you guys can go through all of this, but one of the things I do want to mention is how Krisha was getting a lot of negative feedback on her Luna videos recently. Things like, you don't understand the fundamentals, you perma bear fool, this channel's always perma bearish, look, another perma bear, another bearish thumbnail, technical analysis is useless on Luna, you guys should go ahead and research the fundamentals on Luna, this is blah 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 blah. And the classiest of all of them was this one right over here. This is why women should never trade. They are 100% wrong, right? And this is so similar to the times when we were bearish on Cardano while it was topping, and we got so much flack for being bearish on Cardano, so much flack. And it's not that we're bearish on the assets, fundamentals, or anything like that, right? We don't know anything about these assets, guys. Like, I like Luna as an asset in terms of how well it's been trending recently. I like Cardano before that, during the bull run, the initial bull run. I loved it. But as soon as things start turning around, you got to change your tune, period, or you get wrecked, right? Or you start seeing pain that could ruin your entire account, ruin your life, right? So if you don't listen to the signs that the markets are giving you, you're going to be caught holding a position that you probably should not be holding. And think of it the other way, right? If you do listen to the signs, you get to reposition lower. Most recently, you guys can, like, over the past few months, you guys have noticed how my tune on Bitcoin has completely changed, right? I was really bullish during the entire run up to 60k. In fact, I was buying higher and higher, right? I don't care. As long as I see strength, I will be a buyer. But as soon as Bitcoin started doing things like not holding the monthly 10 SMA and then not holding the monthly 21 EMA, I'm like, no, man, I don't care about how bullish I am on Bitcoin long term. I'm going to wait for it to show me strength again, take back those levels, and then I will get bullish, right? Remember, guys, we don't use TA to be oracles and look for huge price targets, etc. We use TA to protect ourselves. We use TA to make sure that we're not on the wrong side of the trade. We use TA because trend trading, specifically trend trading in TA, is risk mitigating. Trend trading in itself is risk management. It's baked into the risk management is baked into trend trading. On top of that, when you add even more risk management, you become really sustainable and like a rock in the markets, right? You get to survive the markets a lot longer than people usually do. And especially when it comes to crypto, that's all you guys need to do most of the time. Just freaking survive, and the markets will give you everything. The markets will reward you for simply surviving. Alina says that comment is exactly why I want to create a space for women traders. That arrogance and misogyny is all too common. Yeah, I freaking totally agree. And especially like honestly, I don't want to get into it right now, but it's really sad to see. It's really sad to see. And you know, Krisha has been putting herself out there, and she gets this all the time. And she's becoming like she has really thick skin now, right? But in the beginning, of course, it's going to hurt anyone, right? In the beginning, when you're putting yourself out there and you're vulnerable, you're a lot more vulnerable, right? Because you have self-doubt, etc, etc. Now it's a different story. When I watch her, she's been, even pertaining to Bitcoin, a lot of times she's been staying my hand, where I'm like, hey, this could be it, and she's like, no, not there yet. 29k. And again, go back and watch Kusha's videos recently, or rather the duo analysis that we've been doing, because you guys get to see her charts, right? And she has like clear targets, right? And she's been calling 29k, and we literally bounced off 29k yesterday. So Jesus Christ, again. Yeah, she's really good, man. She's really good. You guys have no idea actually how she's born for this game. All right, guys, I do want to let's go ahead and talk about. Is there anything else you want to cover in regards to Luna? Any questions? I may not have all the answers, of course, because I'm not the one directly trading it, but have been watching Krisha closely, so. I think Luna is a buy over here. In fact, I'm flipping my tune around on a lot of things now. Not just yet, not entirely, but my mind is gonna start becoming a little bit more open to potential turning around over here. That's why I did this video. And in fact, we're seeing SPY now. There's just gap open today. It did. Closed here, opened here. Hasn't filled the gap yet though. Rafael Anwar says, I apologize to Krisha. I'm sorry for not listening to the Luna technical analysis. Please let her know. Hey man, it takes a big man to come out and say that. Jesus Christ, man. Good for you. I will definitely let her know. Krisha is actually, she may actually join us today. She wasn't supposed to. She was actually out with my mom shopping. She decided to go out and celebrate by shopping. Classic. Yeah, so she may actually join us, but hey, again, I do want to commend you for that, bud. I really want to commend you for that. It takes a big man to come out there and say, hey, I am sorry. So congratulations on that. That's very mango of you. John Wolf says, I just bought a lot of ApeCoin. Hopefully I am not an idiot. Hey man, you aped into ape. I don't want to go ahead and do all coins just yet, but I'm interested in what the chart is doing. I take some off the table over here. Okay, if I was in this trade, I mean, do what pleases you, of course, John. If I was in this trade, since you caught the bottom, did you just buy? Or did you buy at the bottom? If you bought somewhere around the bottom, and the market has given you these kind of gains so fast, especially when this could be a bounce, right? A short-term bounce. I would take like 25% off the table. If you're looking for a big win, I'd take 25% off the table and then re-add to my position with confidence. You need to be okay buying higher, right? A lot of times people get themselves into troubles because they aren't okay with buying at higher prices, and then because you don't want to take your loss, you end up taking a much bigger loss. I do want to direct all of you seedlings into the Avalanche trade that I took, right, recently. I mean, we've been building up that trade idea for so long, right? Did it go our way? No, I was wrong on that trade, right? Go ahead and check out the seed setups, right? It was a nice build up to that trade, and we hit a resistance level. We came down to a support level where I started loading up on a position, looking for us to go back towards the upside. I mean, let's go ahead and pull up Avax. We're all over the place today, Jesus. But yeah, casual video today, guys. So apologies. Yeah. So we're looking at this weekly structure on Avalanche, right? And we talked about the daily Ichimoku 2 being resistance. That's around the time I did the analysis on seed, and we were talking about Avalanche potentially either breaking to the upside over here, and then we'd get it, or if it did come back down, I'd be looking to build a position. And I was honestly building a position all the way from around here-ish, right? And then throughout this entire period here, right? I had a decent position, but clearly it didn't go my way, right? We broke the monthly underneath a certain level, right? Again, like we only talk about other channels only talk about wins, but over here at Mango we talk about our losses too, because knowing how to lose is really, really important, guys. So what happened as soon as the monthly, okay, and the monthly was my major determining figure or parameter for getting out of all my trades, even we'll come back to that, even Bitcoin, right? But when the monthly closed here, what do we do? We're like, all right, that's it, we're wrong in this trade, it's time to be getting out of this trade, and we're going to be looking for nice retests to be getting out of the trade slowly and surely, and we got a perfect retest. And you'd be surprised how often the markets do this for you guys. Perfect freaking retest right over there. Let me just clear the indicators out of the way. Sorry for the drawings over here, I do want to keep that on though for later. Perfect retest on the zone, got out of the position. Again, I listed it in the Mango Seed setups, right, for you guys, saying I'm out of my position. If I'm wrong on getting out of it, so be it. I'll be willing to buy back higher if we can close the monthly above it, right? It looked good, it tempts you into holding on to your position, right? The markets do that. They bounce into your entry zone. Often you have a perfect break-even chance, but you don't take your loss even though you're wrong on your idea. Remember, once you're wrong on your idea, you need to get out, but you don't get out, right? You don't get out because, hey, maybe this will bounce, maybe this will keep going, and I don't want to feel like an idiot because I don't want to buy at a higher price. But what ends up happening? It freaking just goes down after that, giving you the perfect exit. You don't take it, it goes down, down, down. And now, yesterday at the very least, you would have been sitting at another 40% down from that exit that you could have had. That's painful, man. That's painful. So I'm just giving you an example, right, of a loss that I took, right? And you just gotta take it, man. Just freaking take the loss. Like, people don't want to hear about that though. They want to hear about the next big pump, next big moonshot. You're not gonna survive long enough to think about those, to get those trades. But c'est la vie. I do want to talk about how things now in the markets are beginning to get, in my opinion, showing signs of reversals. Yes, you heard me right. Reversals, or rather, at the very least, temporary relief rallies. Okay, that could be a lot more extended or more powerful than people think. Alvaro asks a good question. Are you as quick on taking losses on spot trades? I am just as quick, because me taking my loss has nothing to do with really a time that I set for myself based on whether it's spot or leverage. It's about me getting invalidated on my idea, right? So my spot trades, however, to elaborate on that a little bit, will tend to be trades, or rather will seem like trades that I am taking losses on a lot over a more prolonged time, or rather, like, I'll wait a lot more. But that's only because my spot trades are traded on the monthly time frames or the weekly time frames, right? So I got to wait the week before I know I'm wrong on the trade. I got to wait the month before I know I'm wrong on the trade. So that's why it may seem that way, but really, in the grand scheme of things, if you just look at the candles, I take it the same way. It's all the same thing, right? 4 hour time frame can be traded just like how you trade the monthly. It's just that the 4 hour candles close more often, so you get to take your losses faster. That's all. It's the only difference. So Jesus Christ, Luna, by the way, guys, is the top performer on the short side, giving you guys a 63% win since it was called short 13 days ago, right? Only 13 days ago, you got this trade signal, and Luna was one of the coins that took the longest to actually show weakness and break back into its range, and ended up being the fastest to actually give you profits. Bitcoin too, now you're up 26%. You got the reversal call 30 days ago. Like, look at the volatility now. For the longest time, this volatility was like sitting at blue, right? At blue. And what have we been telling you? When it's blue, it's something big is coming very, very, very soon, right? At USD, volatility is red as well, but man, I'm beginning to like Ethereum, by the way, guys. I'm beginning to like Ethereum. We'll come back to that, as to why later. Volatility and Luna is freaking sitting at 100. Okay, so look at the wall over here, guys. Red across the freaking board, right? This is not when you want to be getting into short positions, unless you see a bounce go your way and you can short against the resistance. And again, you want to be staying in those trades for a very short time, in my opinion. But again, trade your own strategies. But at this point, I wouldn't be looking for any big trend trades, not towards the short side, not towards the downside, right? And towards the upside, I don't think we're there yet. Okay, we're not there yet, but it's not time to be bearish anymore. Okay, here you don't want to be bearish. All right, that's what I can say. Do you want to be bullish? No, I wouldn't say just yet. At the very least, neutral is where I'd be at over here. Okay, so that's my sentiment at the moment. Neutral, leaning actually towards getting ready to getting bullish. I'm not saying we're reversing over here. I think we come back down lower and start testing regions, right? Perhaps even get back down to 29k, even 25k, by the way. Okay, now at this point, 25k, I wouldn't be too surprised if we dip underneath 29k, 4k extra, get to Krisha's target, because she's been nailing everything recently. I'll give you guys a tip. When you find someone who's hot, and Krisha's hot right now, not in terms of how she looks and her body, etc. She's really hot in that regards too. That she's the love of my life, so I'm always gonna think that. But she's hot in her trades, right? Everything she touches seems to be correct. And I wouldn't be too surprised if we do see 25k, because that's one of her targets. That being said, I'm beginning to start. What I want to start doing, guys, again, as a community, what we're going to be doing is looking at everything together to start seeing, start looking for market signs of reversal, right? So we're going to be looking at the 10-year, looking at the 30-year, the Dixie, Bitcoin dominance, looking at what all coins are doing, etc., etc. Are we seeing the signs for potential market reversal? Fear and greed is sitting at extreme fear now, sitting at 10.0. By the way, those of you using the dashboard, you can hover your cursor above the thingy over here, the label, and it tells you the reading of crypto fear and greed, right? And currently sitting at 10.0. 10-year has come down to 2.98. It was sitting at 3.15 just a couple of days ago. Okay, so that's a serious drop over here. We are back underneath 3%, right? In fact, just after yesterday's stream, when I was calling for just last night, actually, we were doing a stream, right? Krisha was here too, and I was like, hey, 10-year is sitting at a major resistance level. We can go ahead and look at that right now. Really important chart, right? We're looking at this. Do you guys remember this horizontal that we put up? And we're like, this is major monthly horizontal, major level. We're looking for weakness over here. But if it actually blows through, that's going to be really bad for risk assets. And what do you know, guys? We shot above it for temporarily, and we were living above it actually during the stream. But we didn't close above it. Clearly, look at the rejection the market saw from that level. Look at the rejection. That's the first real downtrend, guys, since all the way back in April 27th. So like, yeah, I mean, not. That's not. Wait. Let me zoom out. Yeah, there we go. Let me switch to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, there we go. So yeah, the first downtrend since around here, yeah, April 27th. Good. I called it right the first time. So we got an M-like formation somewhere around here, pulled down, did not see any follow through, and now we're seeing the first, or rather next sign of weakness since that M-like formation. Do we see continuation? If we take out the low that we bounced off after the M-like formation, that's going to be essentially a death sentence for this trend towards the upside, in my opinion, through a price action perspective, right? So yeah, at that point we're coming down much further. So watch for this. Watch for 10-year, the US 10-year actually showing weakness. If yields are coming back all the way down, risk assets are going to start doing well, and you're already beginning to start seeing risk assets maybe show some signs of strength. I think Nasdaq too is likely going to start looking to want to hold these levels over here. I did notice something today in my preliminary analysis in the morning. If you put on your 4-day time frame, turn on your Ichimoku template, and turn on your 200 moving average, over the past like few years now, perhaps a decade, yeah, at least around 5 to 8 years, the 4-day 200 moving average ever since 2010, actually, ever since we recovered it on 2010, has been a good guide for the bull trend on Nasdaq. Right? Look at that. Right? And we're coming down there very, very soon. Do we need to come down there officially? I mean, it looks like it wants to reach down there, but don't hold your breath. Maybe we actually just bottom out over here. It's a guide. Remember, it's a guide. I mean, it's been a really freaking good guide here. We held it perfectly, wicked off it, closed above it. Over here, use the cloud, wicked off the cloud. Over here, yeah, it's been good, man. It's been good. So watch this. Watch this. So I want you guys to tell me your thoughts. Do you guys think that we're actually going to see further downside from here? Do you guys think that we're going to be bouncing from here? What are your thoughts? I want to read the room's sentiment. Yeah, if the monthly shows a hard rejection, Alvaro, over here, well, we have a few days, right around almost 3 weeks to about 3 weeks to close the monthly. But if the monthly closes bad, that's going to be signs of further downside on the 10-year, which would mean bonds rallying, which would mean the market's actually seeing some relief. We've got the April inflation figure outcome. Okay, so Julie says we've got the April inflation figure coming out tomorrow. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I do agree. I think if inflation actually reads a lower print, that'll be the first beginning signs of the narrative, and maybe the markets know something we don't. Right? Remember, again, technical analysis allows us to ask this question: does the market know something I don't? Why is Luna dumping? If I'm so bullish on it, why is everybody else not bullish on it? Okay, it could be because the rest of the market is also bearish, because market sentiment is bearish. But wait a minute, what's going on over here? It broke a key level. It shouldn't have done that. Blah blah blah. Right? That's what your TA is telling you. It's telling you that maybe someone out there knows something that you don't, and maybe you should be cautious. And if we start seeing signs of reversal leading into next month, it could mean that a narrative shift is coming in from the Fed officials. If we don't see signs of strength and signs of reversal, we're likely going to have basically continued pressure from the Fed. with increased rate hikes and just hawkish posturing, telling people that they're going to be hard and strong on all of this, and just basically pushing out the narrative that people should not be spending money because the Fed is going to come in and make their life miserable if they do. But that may all change if we start seeing low inflation prints and the Fed gets to say, hey, you know what, after all, it does seem like inflation is transitionary. We are in a deflationary environment, we're going to start easing again, blah blah blah. Yeah, so look out for all of that, right? And in that case, guys, I'm pretty constructive on Luna. I'm pretty constructive on a lot of assets actually that people are probably getting bearish on right now, right? I think if Luna somehow manages to hold some key weekly levels, especially by the end of this week, if it manages to hold somewhere around 33, 34ish, let me adjust that. Let's say somewhere around here, right? 32, 33, right? If it holds that level on a weekly, I think we're then going to be going towards 46. If we clear 46, guys, I'm looking back towards all-time highs. 130. Yeah, I'm giving you guys bullish targets over here now, because that's the point of the market at the moment. You don't look for further downside yet. If we start seeing consolidation and a compression of volatility again, and we combine that with what the traditional markets are doing, I'm not talking about what S&P and Nasdaq are doing particularly, but what's going on with the rates, right? What's going on with Fed posturing, right? If they continue on this path, or rather continue on the path that they are posturing, then things may get ugly. But I'm not convinced. I'm honestly not convinced, because so far things have gone according to what we've been discussing over the past months now, right? We said the Fed is going to posture one way, and they're not going to actually execute on that, because all they need to do is posture and the markets will react. That's called forward guidance, and forward guidance has done everything for them, right? There's not much left for the markets to do, right? The terminal rate was sitting at around 3%. Well, the market's moved up to 3%, 3.15 on the 10-year. What did the 2-year go to? I think somewhere similar, right? The spread was thin, but yeah. Overall, I would not be bearish over here, right? We could see further down, but I would not be looking to start entering aggressive shorts over here. If you're already in position, great. Wolvie says if the weekly starts holding above 30k, yeah, so 31k ish, 31 to 32 would be really convincing. It'd be similar to the Luna story, right? And honestly, the lower time frames are beginning to put in that kind of formation where you start seeing traders get lured into longs on the 1-hour time frame, then price comes back and crashes down back to the 4-hour levels. So I wouldn't be surprised to see price come back down to 30,000, somewhere around here, okay, and then puts in a wick, right, to take out the low over here, or perhaps the deeper lows, come back to test 28k, 27k, maybe go down. Like, think about a consolidation over here in this range, okay, and the volatility to match. Put down a wick like this, test 27k, and then come back up and you see a big freaking candle but closes green with a small body, and then you see the price actually fill into the wick, right? Come back down here. That's a buy, right? It's not going to play out exactly like this. I'm just showing you one scenario where you get the price action that's telling you that, you know what, this is more likely accumulation than it is distribution. Now, very well could be distribution, and you'll have your invalidation in place, right? You could trade off this wick over here, or you could trade off the horizontal. But then, if you're right, when do you add to your position? Right here, okay? So we close above here, add to your position here, and then you start looking for upside, right? So that's the trade that we can start seeing, or looking for rather, either on the 4-hour time frame, or you take the structure, expand it, and look for it on the daily time frame. Really depends on what happens, but I'm just giving you guys ideas. Of how things may play out. If you're wrong on it, of course, you just get out of the trade, like we do, take the loss quickly so you can reposition, and yeah. Again, you want to see everything. You want to see everything go your way. You want to see all of this come down to. You want to see Dixie. Dixie is not showing the weakness I want yet. So keep that in mind as well. Any questions, by the way? I'm taking questions today before we wrap up. Oil is showing weakness, right? Yeah, there you go. Oil is showing weakness. So wow, APUSD, strong rejection, man. Strong rejection. IJ, how's it going, man? It's been a while. How are you, bud? Alvaro says, do you think if we get a Bitcoin reversal, alts will push harder than Bitcoin? I think that alts will initially push harder than Bitcoin. Yes, I do think so. Especially if you take a look at Bitcoin dominance, there's some room for a initial bounce on alts. So you can already see that today, in fact. Right, like on this recovery, alts performed better. You can see with Bitcoin dominance coming down. And my oh my, look who has joined us.
And what's up, you guys? How's it going?
I was telling them about how you've been killing it with your trades recently. She's all shy. Julian says, hey, Krisha.
How's it going, Julian? Hello. What's going on, Sherman? IJ is in here. How's it going, man? Long time. Oh, I'm so glad to see people are still here alive in the bear market. IJ says hello on the moon, Krisha.
I was telling them how I think that we might start seeing a potential, the first signs of potential reversal. Okay, this is what I've been telling them. I've been telling them, especially based on what we're seeing on the dashboard too, Krisha. Okay, I'm just going to switch on over to the dashboard, guys. Okay, look at the volatility on everything. It's red across the board. You wouldn't want to be bearish here, in my opinion. You want to be neutral at this point until we start seeing more information, consolidation and rejections, etc. So with the current sentiment, fear and greed sitting at freaking 10, I'd be actually neutral to bullish here, at least for short-term trades, right? Neutral to bullish, or like base case neutral, definitely not bearish here, not short, right? You don't want to be going aggressively. I'm saying this more so to protect people from saying, okay, this is a bear market, I'm shorting everything. Not here, guys. The volatility readings over here are at extreme levels. This is not the time to be like.
I agree.
Can you guys hear Krisha fine, by the way? Just adjusting the mic.
I'll sort of lean in. But no, I completely agree. I think the minor move is essentially, the dashboard and the volatility indicator has been on point, right? The dashboard is literally telling people that, okay, things are getting a bit, the bears at the very least on the minor time frames are getting a bit exhausted here. So be careful. And this drives not only to those of you looking to take on short positions, right? But it also drives to those of you who are, in positions and, you're sort of experiencing a bit of panic. Right now it's telling you that, okay, there could be a bounce on the horizon. I think, honestly, Sean, macro, a lot of the coins have lost their key weekly levels. A lot of them have lost structure, right? So based on that, I'll say that I'm still sort of on the lower time frames, I'm leaning for a bounce. right? So bullish, I guess, on the minor timeframes. However, the intermediate timeframes too, well, like the weekly and stuff, I'm still on the bearish end. But yeah, this is essentially telling you have patience. If you're a bear, have patience. If you're looking to either, number one, take a short position, or number two, exit your position, exit your long position.
I totally agree. Anything interesting you're noticing on the dashboard, Krisha, with your keen eye?
FBDC, I mean, it's just standing out there in freaking blue. Everything is like a 94 and 84, and Ethereum BTC is sitting at 7, low freaking volatility. Yeah. In fact, Sean, we were talking about this morning, right?
And I kind of gave them a teaser on this, on Ethereum as well, at the beginning of the stream. Looking really interesting, guys. Look at that. This is the daily chart at BTC.
I'm a dooms caller for Ethereum, and wrongfully so. I'm just a hater, I guess, at this point. But it's
Kisha has battle scars on Ethereum and LDC, I guess.
But no, for Ethereum, I was just thinking about it, right? I was telling Sean about this. I mean, the one sort of aspect of things that has not really capitulated is the NFT land, right? And I feel like if anything happens to Ethereum here, I think the most pain is going to be felt in the NFT space. People, basically trading in NFTs for, well, Ethereum as the underlying currency. But those people have not yet felt a bear market, right? And Ethereum actually, even Ethereum USD is still holding relatively strong here. So I was telling Sean that if Ethereum FBDC actually holds strong, we start climbing up and stuff, then you can expect the NFT world to still, see a boom in the next bull run. However, if the NFT space actually sees a meltdown because of the price of Ethereum, and you see a lot more people exit the market, that's when I'm saying that it's going to follow a very similar trajectory that what was it called? ICOs followed. I
agree, but I'm not seeing that in the charts at the moment. So I'm not looking to fade into strength. But again, right, if this ends up being, so Julian said something similar, or rather said something interesting. He's asked, what do you think is holding NBDC up so well? The burn, the ETH 2.0 lockup, and I wonder whether your thesis for Ethereum could end up being very similar to what Luna ended up doing, right? So you were short Luna regardless of how strong it was, how much strength it was showing on the Bitcoin pairing, on the USD pairing as well, because you got your signs and your indications went off. And if you look at the narrative for Luna, it was, hey, these guys have been buying Bitcoin, people are bullish Luna, blah blah blah, whatever the narrative was, right? And it was holding up price during a bearish market sentiment. But then when all of that came to question, or when all of that concluded, because of the depegging, things came down fast, and really, really fast, because the market sentiment isn't there to back up a pullback or pull down or drawdown. The bears who are attacking, the shorters, etc., who are attacking the asset at the time, they have a lot to play with suddenly. A lot to play with, because they have all the sentiment going for them. They have other traders who are on the shorting mindset because of the market conditions, and they have panic going their way. Right? All of that confidence that people have been holding on to has been withering away through the bear market, right? Right? The people who are like fighting off YouTubers like you and influencers like you who are like saying, hey, guys, it's a short trade, right? It's a short trade, it's a bear trade. All of that starts getting eaten into, and then the conviction just collapses. Right? And then they get all of the, because people say, it's a coordinated attack, but these coordinated attacks are well timed. You tend to see them happen during bearish conditions. Right?
Exactly.
You tend to see them happen during really, really bad sentiment, because people are on the brink of switching, and they want all those people to switch as well. They want everyone to be on their side, because that's what causes the big move in their direction. So we have to, Luna is a big learning lesson in that regard, guys. Okay, we have to really learn, and we can go back to Jesse Livermore over there. And guys, I want to point out to you that Krisha actually, one of the biggest reasons that Krisha actually was so convinced on her short trade was because of Jesse Livermore, right? That big lesson that she got from Jesse Livermore. And when did he write that book? In the 1900s?
Yeah.
Right? So 1905 or something like that, he wrote the book. 1915. Anyways, like, those lessons are timeless. TA is timeless. And the lesson was that in a bear market, when things are bad, even the assets that are really, really strong are eventually gonna freaking give in, and they will give in a big way. Just gotta be patient, right? If they give in the bear market, they will give in a big way. So while FBTC, all of this is to say, while FBTC is looking really strong right now, the theme's looking good, we shouldn't be too quick to jump the gun, because if all of that starts turning around, right? What if there's some new FUD on ETH 2.0 that, hey, we're going to be delaying the staking again, or we're going to be delaying the burn, or whatever it is, right? I'm not familiar with the fundamental event that's taking place. I looked into the tad bit. I believe it's in August, right? Or at least the difficulty bomb is going to be triggering in August. I don't know. But all I'm trying to say is, let's use Luna to expand our knowledge base now. Okay, that's what we do by surviving in these markets. Always be looking to learn and get better for the next mindset event. And this is that.
Good stuff, Sean. Because if you guys look around too much, you're always going to find something that will fit your bias, right? Price action is not going to fit your bias. Like, you gotta call a spade, and sometimes when it comes to structure on your higher time frames, it's going to show it to you like black on rice.
Black on rice, love it. Alvaro says ETHUSD 4-day is on support. Let's go take a look. Horizontal support? Over here? Over here? You mean it's underneath it? Am I missing it? What are your thoughts on this structure, Krisha? I mean, if you look at the monthly,
it's okay. I mean, it looks better than. I mean, this looks better than most coins right now out there, right?
It looks better than Bitcoin.
But it takes out that wick, Sean. It takes out that wick, and I'm saying it's going down.
Through a structural point of view, I think 2,324.
How about the previous local low? That's the wick that I'm looking at, right?
This low here, right?
You're looking at the monthly time frame. We're in the month of May, April, March, Feb, Jan. Yeah, the month of Jan. What was the low there? 2159. Like, we have not really taken that one out yet, but I'm saying as soon as we do, we take out the wick, and we're going to start seeing more technical weakness sort of flow in. And honestly, I think technical weakness is already flowing in. And the thing about FBTC is that while FBTC, I don't know if you guys have experienced something similar, but every time I used to trade the FBTC pairing, what used to happen is that FBTC, it shows you a lot of strength, building momentum, amazing strength on that chart on the bullish end. And then when it gives way, Sean, it goes fast.
It goes really
fast. It's not going to give you a sign. Yeah. When FBTC loses structure, it doesn't just lose structure. No. It loses structure from the top. Yeah. It looked amazing one day, and then in 24 hours, it just shits itself.
Yeah.
So for me, Ethereum, I like usually playing the ETHUSD chart. I take the call from there, right? And then I'll sort of look at the FBTC pairing as a secondary thing. And especially in a bear market, because in a bear market, it's USD that you want to collect. That way you can actually buy the dips, right? Bitcoin is also sort of losing momentum in a bear market. So are the altcoins. So the strongest sort of currency, if we're looking at all of these things as currency, it's going to be USD.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a good point. This doesn't look good. Like, structurally, if it breaks down.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. And the difficulty bomb, like, how many times is Ethereum delayed? Like, I have no hope on them now.
So maybe
if they do deliver, it's gonna be like, holy shit.
So that's the big event, right? That's the big event to take us to the moon. I want to be positive. I feel like we owe it to the markets to be positive now.
it's good to be positive. Honestly, if we really had to sort of, after all of these years and the experience in the market, it pays to be a perma-bull than to be a bear.
Yeah.
It pays
I don't
to be
know.
a perma-bull.
Don't want to say perma-bull though, because
Why not? I mean, why not? Right?
Why not? Because if you're perma-bull, people are literally just longing all the time.
I mean, you got to long strategically, of course, but you're just better off
But
having a positive outlook on the market in general as a whole.
Yeah.
Than even.
I think we have to define what perma-bull means. It means be cautiously perma-bullish. So you need to know when to take the foot off the pedal and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go into neutral now. Okay. I won't be buying at the very least. I won't sell. Yes, but I won't be buying either.
Okay, no, I agree there. Because just to give you Lindeka's in the chart. How's it going, Lindeka?
Nice.
But I saw Lindeka in the chat, and I thought back to my Matic short position that I took on a couple of months ago, right? Or last month, or was it a month of Feb or March? Anyways, that Matic position, I caught a bit of profits on there. Right, but then price bounced back in a massive way, and I lost out on whatever profits I had on that trade. Now that's the thing with the short side of things, and that's the thing with bear markets, is that major move. Now I caught a good move on Luna, right? This was like a capitulation event, but it was not just Luna. A lot of the coins went down alongside Luna. Luna just had a bigger move than most. However, it's these trades, right? And it's just that one moment, Sean. It happens. The thing with the bear market is that the volatility kicks in, and it kicks in very fast in a very short period of time. So you have to time it. There's like a whole timing factor, and a lot of it also depends on a thing of luck too.
Yeah.
So that's why bear markets are not as rewarding. They're very, very short-lived. And you just gotta time it right. Now the Matic one I lost out, I won on Luna, which pretty much made up for everything else that I lost out on.
Krisha had a really good point though earlier that I want to bring up again when she said that altcoins have not really had their bear market, which is concerning. You're right. When you look at the monthly over here, it's just been 2 months of down for Luna. For the most part, it's just been up, right?
Yeah.
It's been an upward trend. Bitcoin, on the other hand, again.
Do you guys see the M?
But what's your Amazon idea on this one?
The Amazon idea still stays.
It for them.
I mean, we'll have to pull up the Amazon chart and sort of zoom out.
But it's essentially, guys, what Krisha is looking for is like an M-like formation, a breakdown, but not full continuation, and then a reversal, right?
Yes.
Then back to the top of the range immediately, or consolidation?
I mean, what I'm saying is that's going to be that...
the big side.
Yes. That is going to be your bear phase. That's going to be the buy the dip opportunity on the macro timeframes. And I think there's a lot lining up with that thesis, especially if you're looking at the weekly 200 simple and stuff, while people are looking for sort of lower prices. And...
Krisha just went quiet when I switched on over to this chart. She just went quiet. She went,
damn it.
She just went, but it lines up with the thesis.
It does.
If we do bounce here.
I still think that this has a lot more technical weakness than it has strength, even though it's more like a symmetrical triangle, has not lost structure yet. I'm looking at the right hand, the last sort of push to the upside. That was very, very weak in my opinion compared to the last two local highs on the symmetrical triangle, right? So when I see things like that, I'm looking at the bears actually having the edge here. So they were not able, there was not a lot of strength that came in there compared to the other two peaks.
But if we do bounce here, and we do take out the highs over here, so Krisha is referring to these two peaks over here. She's referring to this and this. So this push up was weak, and she's right. If we do break down here, it's not going to look good, but it could mean that, hey, TLT is doing well, so. If we do break above this zone over here, 348-ish, we're likely going to make it to the top of the range again. We are holding key levels here. Okay, we've been doing this for we've been looking at this chart ever since this zone over here, I believe, right? And we've been holding this level, the 10K 21 EMA combo, especially over the past 6 months. Jan, Feb, March, April, May. So we hold it again, likely going to bounce again, in my opinion. At the very least, this points towards a temporary relief.
Yeah.
Right? And if bonds are going up and this goes up further, it means that Bitcoin will have to perform even that much more.
What are the bonds doing?
Yeah,
right
I was
now?
going to show that to you because you missed that.
Did it?
Do you remember how yesterday we were looking at the monthly level?
Yeah.
Right? Let's go ahead and update Krisha on that, guys.
I was out all day.
Look at that rejection. So we're looking at this monthly horizontal right here, and we could come down and retest the monthly 200. But I'm looking to get a more bullish look at the rest of the markets. I'm looking for further downside. So here, ooh, 1 or 200 moving average here, guys. But yeah, look at the pullback. What are your thoughts?
Looks legit on the 1 hour time frame. We
Daily.
could see a pullback onto that level that we, I think the monthly, right, that you just pulled up.
Daily still looks a bit healthy though. Let's.
I feel like the market is at, so we're all at major
Oh,
levels.
look at the bearish divergence, guys.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's pretty immense.
Yeah, that's strong bearish divergence. If you take out this low here at 2. I shouldn't be doing log. 2.932, 2.9ish. That bearish divergence is triggered. So you can see that this is like really no.
It bounces here. That triggers a no. That's not a bullish divergence. Never mind. Rusu Paul says, "Sai, it's gonna be tell your family and friends to buy time again."
Yeah.
You know, it's buy the dip when your family comes to, at least a family that owns Bitcoin. They come to you and they're like, "Should I sell?"
Did your
No, not yet.
No?
But when that happens, I'll let you guys know.
I was like, did that happen?
My family is the top and bottom caller. They're the top and bottom calling indicator, and it's been pretty on point so far.
What do you think? Do you think this will regain its peg?
Yes.
Confidence, eh?
Yes. I think it's got a lot of major backers. And that's why I'm not looking. So Luna, I mean, guys, Luna had an 80% dump from the top. That's why I took off half my position. Likely gonna take off more today. But 80%, that's pretty immense in my opinion. At least looking at previous sort of price action and how altcoins tend to trend in bear markets and how far down they come relative to their all-time highs. I think 80% is a spectacular dump on Luna.
What are your thoughts on this though? It's looking a bit interesting to say at the very least. I think if we do break back above 9.2, there's a strong chance that we actually regain the peg over here. In that case, I wouldn't be looking to hold on to my Luna position.
So the thing is that people are assuming that all the hodlers of Luna understand the fundamentals of Luna. Now, I did not understand the fundamentals of Luna, and I still do not understand the fundamentals of Luna, not as much as I'd like to know. But at least the hodlers of Luna, a lot of them don't know about the fundamentals, and if there's no conviction in that trade, there's very less incentive for them to actually hold on to a bleeding bag, right? So if markets were rational here and they were very logical here, and there was conviction in all of these trades, then yeah, you wouldn't see as much weakness. But
like Luna looks so weak compared to even what Bitcoin is doing.
I'm saying in time it will likely regain its peg. It's not. I'm not putting a time on it. I'm just saying that in time, down the line, there is a good chance that it actually regains its peg. And I'm saying this more so because of the backing that Luna has.
Jesus.
There's a lot of big guns behind the project.
Are you looking for further? Holy shit! This actually looks like it wants to come down further.
I was doing some targets to the downside, like how I do targets to the upside. I have a system that gives me targets to the downside, and there was some targets that was coming up with on
Look
Luna.
at her, she's so excited.
And I know I'm not excited. You don't understand. Like it's good for I'm positioned for the upside as well, more so than for the downside.
Okay, so
right?
what's
just that I like the volatility. I'm just happy that the markets are freaking moving again. Like it was bloody boring as hell. Right, so now there's volatility. But I was doing some
$7. Don't tell me you got 7. What? She just went quiet and she has a big smile on her face. Was it really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's got there's a midpoint there as well.
She
You can
just,
stop at the midpoint.
I wish you guys saw her face just now. She just went like,
But
wow.
yeah, if it falls past 24, then we're
So
coming
looking,
down.
she's looking for wow.
I don't know, man. That's an 80% dump. Like, holy
Yeah, but
smokes.
it can go. It can
It's
go
gonna
never.
be so much blood on Luna.
She's gonna be looking for another 80%, right? Like this, by the way, it surprises me that I need to tell people this, but if an asset has gone down 80%, it doesn't mean it needs to stop there. It can go down another 80% and another 80% after that, another 80% after that. There's no stopping 80% dumps, guys. You can't stop the 80% dump. All right, 80% dump. It's Pareto's law that once an asset goes down 80%, it will go down another 80% if you think it won't. That is Pareto's law. All right, to all the traders out there. But yeah, 80%. And another 80% would take you to 96%, right? And then another, let's go. We have an entire freaking section on seed where we talk about this in detail. So the first two 80% take you to 96%. So 3 80% in total takes you to 61 cents. 3 80%.
Sean is just having fun with us.
Three Pareto. No, this you guys need to know. So 3 Pareto laws take you to negative 99%. So you lose 99%, 99.5% essentially. So be very, very careful, right? But yeah, Krisha's gonna be happy. And just think about that, right? Think about that too. Jesus Christ. Wow. Does this look like an M-like formation? What's going to happen to the rest of crypto if that happens to Luna? It's going to get ugly.
That's the thing, right? Nobody's
So
prepared.
what do you guys think, by the way? Do you guys think that if Bitcoin breaks the 20K top, do you guys think that that's extremely bad for Bitcoin and that's going to end the long-term trend forever? Or do you guys think people are overreacting? Because I've heard a few people say that, hey, if Bitcoin loses 20K, that's going to threaten Bitcoin's Lindy effect, etc., etc. What do you guys think? Can Bitcoin afford to lose 20K and still get to $100,000? I want to know what you guys think in the chat. Just say yes or no. Yes or no. Can Bitcoin lose $20,000 and still eventually get to 100,000? I'm not saying lose it by a few dollars. I'm talking about coming down to like 16,000 or 14,000. So Wolby says yes. Sean says yes. Ravi says no. Interesting. It was my opinion. I was on the yes side of things too, right? Clearly, because I've been saying Bitcoin could come down to 16K. But there's an interesting reason as to why people would not want that, right? And how it could shatter confidence. But I think that that's more reason for it to come down there, because people are really not expecting it to come past 20K. 16K wouldn't look too bad though, right? Because I often tell people that this level over here, when you see market structure like this, regardless of whether it's Bitcoin, Luna, etc., you're often going to see this zone after the peak be the zone that is seeing a lot of respect. In fact, you're seeing it on Bitcoin too, right over there. Break, retest, and we just blew past after that. Morgluta says that's basically what happened to the Amazon chart. That's interesting. Which year, Morg? I wonder if you and Krish are looking at the same time period.
I wouldn't want to see Bitcoin go to...
Noel Zondo says, hello, Sean and Krisha. Thank you for the live stream. Hey, you're very welcome, man. Just a quick one. What is the chart TLT Bitcoin USDT all about? Oh, it is basically Bitcoin measured against the bond market, right? Long story short. So I've basically taken bonds against Bitcoin and inverted the chart for us to be able to get a reading of Bitcoin against bonds, right? And what's happening over here is that we were looking at this after after Bitcoin essentially. This is a story in the making. If you've been following if you've been following Mango for a while, you know that we have these stories that play out over months and months and months, right? And one of the stories that we had back then when Bitcoin had just broken out of 10.4K was at that time we were looking at Bitcoin against gold. But then once that played out, right? Once we got that breakout, we started looking at this too, but we didn't take it seriously until we started noticing that on the monthly time frame, right, which was only around here, that Bitcoin didn't actually break its highs against the bond market, right? And we started looking at this against the bond market primarily because primarily because 6 months prior to any of this happened, we started looking at bonds specifically. We started looking at the 10-year, we started looking at the 30-year. That was around the time where we even added 10-year and the 30-year to the dashboard. We can show it to you guys really, really quick. Where is the dashboard? Okay, right over here, right? We started adding the 10-year and the 30-year towards dashboard. Back then, the 10-year was sitting only around 1.6, 1.5-ish. And we were looking at the 3%. It seemed crazy at the time. But we were talking about how if the 10-year gets all the way up to 3%, that's going to start looking really, really ugly for assets, right? And now it's all unfolding at a quick pace. So this is a really important chart because it shows you how Bitcoin is measuring up against the bond market, because we said that if we start seeing yields actually get up all the way to 3%, it means that the bond market is selling off. And what we wanted to see was, would we start seeing a money transfer flows out of the bond market, out of the traditional markets, and slowly start entering Bitcoin, right? And the best way to look at that, other than listening to of course what macro investors etc are saying, is to also see what the charts are doing, right? Because you want to see the charts respond to your thesis. And our thesis initially was we're going to start seeing outflows from gold into Bitcoin. We saw that. Then our thesis was we're going to start slowly seeing outflows from the bond market into Bitcoin. And we are beginning to slightly see that, right? Especially if we start seeing these markets over here hold their levels and make new highs. Thoughts, Kusha?
Yeah. No, I'm just taking all of it in. I'm also looking at the chat. Turns out Mog was referring to the Amazon thing that we spoke about earlier. The Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart.
There's a good question over here. Mango Macro Crypto. I still have my Luna short open, thinking about closing at 21.1. What are your thoughts? I recommend reading the email I sent out. If you're not on the email list, I recommend joining on Discord, because I posted a link to the email. But I'll go ahead and post it over here on the chat for you guys as well. You guys will get an idea of how you should be looking to play it. The email is here actually. Quickly. That's the link.
It's on your screen, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys could read it here. You can pause while I scroll down. Did I scroll too fast? Okay, so this is half of it. That's the other half. That's the other half. But yeah, I posted a link too. But essentially, right, what I can go ahead and do is just read out this part over here. Where I say, I want to wrap up by pointing out something that may go unrecognized, mostly because it's so invisible. Krisha was able to step into her future self and ask herself how she'd feel about missing out on a bigger gain. She concluded that she'd rather give up some of her profits for a potential bigger win. Luna could have bounced, and she'd have lost some profits. But hey, it's a trade-off, guys. And she was willing to take it because it matched her personality. Trade to your personality, not to someone else's. That's how you survive. That's how you sustain. The reason I wrapped off with that was because while we saw Krisha hold on to a position at $44, even though it was already such a big gain, she traded to something that matches her personality. She was willing to risk some of her profits. Remember, she took only half off the table, and she said, "Okay, you know what? Willing to lose some of my profits. I'll close if it goes up further." But this could break down, right? And she went to bed on that note. And she woke up and was rewarded for that. But oftentimes you're not. Oftentimes you wake up and you lose your profits, right? Or some of your profits, depending on how much profits you took in the first place, etc., and how much it bounced. So much can go the other way, but it's all a trade-off at the end of the day. So you gotta decide, man. You gotta decide. I'll tell you from my experience, there have been times where all I had to do was leave 10% of my position in, especially on altcoin trades, and it would have turned into 5x more gains. That's how much the asset moved. 5x or sometimes even 10x more, right? All I had to do was leave 10% of my position in, and it could have been a massive gain. Of course, this is towards the upside, right? This was assets that were pumping in 2017, 2018, and I got greedy for profits. I took the profits, and all I had to do was leave 10% in. And that 10% could have paid for so many of my losses, because that 10% of position went out to 10x, right? 10x my entire profit. So yeah, I just want to leave you guys with that thought, because I ended off the email too with this quote where I said, over here, amateurs go broke by not taking their losses quickly. Professionals go broke by taking their profits too quickly. Sometimes just leave some in, man, and you'll be surprised as to how it can change your life. It's crypto, man. It's crypto. You don't know when it's gonna come. You just don't know. You could go through a massive dry spell and then suddenly catch something like this. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna be wrapping up. Krisha, any final thoughts? Yeah, Mog, that's around the same period Krisha was looking at as well, I think.
That's gonna be something if we see something like that happen, akin to Amazon.
2001. She's looking at was it? Yeah, I think so, right?
It was around the same time.
So you were looking at this period, right? But he's talking about this. Oh, he's talking about.
I was talking about this period right
yeah.
here.
Oh yeah, you were talking about this period here. Yeah. So Krisha was talking about this period here. So we didn't break down and take out the
we broke down. We took out the lows.
Holy shit, we did take out the highs.
We came down to test the previous high.
Yo, this Mog dude, I like him. He found it right off the bat. He knows the chart.
Right, we came down. We tested the previous sort of tested the previous high on the chart. Right.
Hey man, that was a good find.
Yeah.
That was a good find because I was basically comparing this region over here essentially to 17k, right? Oh, sorry, 20k in 2017, right? Of course, this is more like an M-like top, and Bitcoin had a blow off top. But I'm talking about the psychology of what happened with the market after, which was a massive dump, and then what happened to Bitcoin after, right? We had a like falling channel, didn't see continuation. Instead, we broke out, saw it dump, went down really low, boom. I mean, there's so many similarities. And then this is 50k, 60k Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right?
And then network effects, and then escape velocity. Although Bitcoin has already reached a level of escape velocity. So yeah, but be careful of an instance like this though, where it will come down, it will break structure, and then, boom, reverse in everybody's faces. And I think there are key levels underneath Bitcoin, even slightly above the previous highs.
Oh, wow.
So we could see support. Who knows?
Amazon is sitting at a key level, eh? Zone at the very least.
Look at, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It did nothing for a whole year.
And then broke down.
It was a stable coin.
If you guys believe in Cathie Wood's future, this is the buy. If you guys believe in a commodity future, a dominated future, then I don't know. Could you have both? Maybe.
I'm seeing a lot of similarity with the Bitcoin COVID dump in 2020 with the present dump. Are you? How so?
Yeah, how so?
If it's a if it's a COVID like dump, you can expect a V bottom. The thing about COVID is that those were extraordinary circumstances, unexpected circumstances, and also that's a really good example of charts not showing a certain level of weakness before dumping. That is unexpected, right? Versus something that happened to Luna, where you're seeing immense technical weakness build on the chart, breaking down, very slow, very steady, and then boom.
I think you could draw similarities where the Fed acted extremely aggressively back then, and now they're acting aggressively again on the flip side, and the markets are responding both times.
If they do act aggressively on the next meeting, it's gonna V bottom.
Really? Aggressively? Yeah. You mean aggressively in terms of telling people that?
But because what's happened so far with rates is one rate hike. Literally just that one thing, and this is what the markets have done to itself, just pooped itself, right? So even if they come off it as extremely dovish.
Oh, you mean dovish, aggressively
right.
dovish.
Aggressively dovish.
Yeah,
in the next meeting, markets will V bottom up.
I agree. No, if they come out dovish, I don't think they need to be aggressive either. They just need to be moderately dovish, and it's gonna. If they're aggressive, we're going to freaking 80k.
Yeah, V bottom.
All right, guys. Garima says, I wouldn't want it to go down that much though. Nor do I. But sometimes what you don't want is what you get. You can't always have what you want. But if you try real hard, come on, finish the lyrics for me.
Sure, you're doing a good job.
She doesn't know the lyrics. She doesn't know the lyrics.
I actually don't know the lyrics. Right?
You get what you need.
Next time we're gonna get Sean to sing us a song. Next live stream, guys.
And with that, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Garima. Thank you, Preparing for War. Thank you, Alvaro. Thank you, Margarita. Thank you, Wolvie, Noel, Julian, Chauvin. Who else am I missing? Rusu, thank you for joining us again. You were here yesterday as well, man. Welcome to the Mango Grove. Jamie, Lindsay, and IJ if you're still here. So yeah, it was a blast. And Alina is still here. How are you, Alina? How are you? Alright, Kisha, come on, say bye. She's playing with her hair. What's wrong with you? She's like,
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. You guys are awesome.
She's like a little child today. Jesus.
I hope you guys enjoy this one. Keep it easy, keep it stress-free, keep it mango.
She had like 2 locks of hair on each side of her face, and she was like twirling it into...
She's pretending to be an elf.
You guys see what I have to deal with. You guys see what I have to deal with.
Have a great one, guys.
Ciao.